Everybody, Solo here.
And it's Cedric.
All right. This is just an update on the election. What's going on? Another glitch. Trump loses 32 32,615 votes in Pennsylvania in 1 hour in totals. And this was published November 9th, a little under 24 hours ago. These glitches keep adding up for some strange reason. If they always benefit Democrats, they need an editor. I might be borderline dyslexic, but even I could tell that that's not how you spell Democrats.
Crow rats. Um,
But yeah, they want you to believe this. Biden gained over 1 million votes in Pennsylvania since the morning after the election. Because I remember there was this thing with, I think it was Justice Alito saying the fact that anything after 8 o'clock had to be thrown out, had to be kept separate, since the poll watchers in Pennsylvania decided not to keep anything separate. Pretty much all the mail-in votes had to be thrown out, just due to the fact they've all been spoiled. Got got anything?
excuse me. I mean, it's. I mean, what can you say other than they've already stated they're gonna? They've been trying to. They wanted to steal the election. They're trying to steal the election, and technology is just an easy means to steal the election. Um,
Well, it's mail-in votes. I mean, it's even easier than technology because
is
you
it?
just go around harvesting all the ballots you need, and then in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep, just say,
Mhm.
"Oh, look, we got 100,000 ballots, enough to close the
Yeah.
gap."
And the really funny thing is that not only do all the glitches keep adding up, when when they account for the glitches, Trump might actually win the popular vote, which would really be funny.
Yeah,
And honestly, but I'll take it if Trump loses the election, but he wins the popular vote. I'll take that.
because at least it shows
Um,
the fact that this. Well, I don't even know if we can take that because it does show the fact that the Democrats cheated to get the highest office, and it worked, which means they're going to do it again and do it again. This is one thing where we have to
oh no
actually
no no. See,
put our
but
foot down and tell them
here's the
no.
problem. After this, um, after this, the fact that they've cheated and they've actually won because they cheated, now you can turn around and say, okay, since y'all wanted to do riots when Trump was elected, now we can riot back. I mean, I'm personally for it, because the fact, everybody was so mad they wouldn't say grab, like they had the Democrat, every liberal and Democrat out there, they had no real reason to riot the day after the to not really riot, but to start protest, going not my president, right after Trump was elected because they didn't really have anything. Um, they didn't have anything, like they didn't even know he existed until he decided to run for president.
I mean, they
Um,
did know he existed. Everybody knew who Trump was. Everybody knew
that's
Biden
correct.
was. It was just that he wasn't an enemy until he ran for president.
Um, but that said, he wasn't that like he wasn't that big of a problem. And all of a sudden, now that he's president, all of a sudden everybody, not my president, not my president. And
Well, it's
personally, I
simple.
think they go low, it's the we go high method. We don't have the luxury to do that anymore.
Yeah, but actually, I think I know exactly why they decided to just throw a tantrum of the presidency. Because ever since FDR, they've, if you actually look at the way the founders intended the country to go, the presidency was more or less the the quick solution, but not really the most powerful solution.
Yeah.
The most of the power was seated within Congress, both House and Senate. So think about it. Ever since FDR, the Democrat Party, or I guess progressives in general, have been slowly trying to give more and more power to the presidency. And so now that they lost the presidency, they were freaking out because look at all the power they gave into the presidency through judicial judges, threatening
Hmm.
people. Yeah, so that's why they're trying to make sure that Biden gets there. Because let's face it, Biden is a
He's a figurehead.
yeah, He's
He's
just
just
the
gonna pass
mouthpiece for
whatever they put in
Kamala.
front of him.
Yeah, Kamala tends to agree with a lot of progressive things. Well, I don't know if Kamala agrees with the
Kamala is probably a
progressive.
socialist. She
Well,
just can't be open about it.
I don't know if she agrees with the progressive thing. I think she just wants power, and the progressives are offering her power.
And honestly, that's even more dangerous.
Yeah, who just wants power for power's sake, which shows that we have not tar and feathered politicians in a while. Because the fact they feel
Y-
comfortable just thinking that it's unlimited power with no drawbacks shows that we have not been using the Second Amendment like we should.
No, we have not been. Well, that's the thing because you know the whole mentality with the banks when the banks failed, the whole too big to fail. That's not a valid mentality. Um, just because something is too big does not mean that it cannot fail, and that also doesn't mean that it should not fail. Um, which it we need to get to a point where the country that has been, I guess, created after FDR and Hoover and all of the welfare, we get to a point where where the system fails, so that way we can rebuild.
Unfortunately, we're at that stage. Yeah, so I think we may have skipped the Sulla phase of the Roman Republic because if you look at Roman history, it kind of parallels American history quite nicely, except for we missed the Sulla phase. I wanted the Sulla phase so badly. You know what the Sulla phase was?
What's the spell? Yeah, I was about to ask that.
You march into Rome. You put a prescription bounty on everybody on the opposite party. For our case, Sulla will be closer to the Republicans, and the popularities will be closer to the Democrats. You put a prescription on all their heads, and you have them all killed. Confiscate the property, and tell the families to go fuck off. And yeah, and then you become dictator for a year, literally just a year, and then you resign, go home.
Well, depending on how what happens with the Hunter Biden stuff, that may need to happen anyways. Like we may have to. That
Death
may be
purge.
our the next stage,
Yeah.
especially with Biden. With because one, how can you align with somebody who willingly sells your shit to another country and is all buddy like and quid pro quo, that's one thing, right? That's for this for that, that's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Biden literally gave money to these people for probably like just for favors, um rather than a fate like we'll get you a deal here, you help us when we need it type deal. um
Yeah.
that is, you got to be really careful about that, especially with the fact that Biden had like he says that he's gonna do something about China, but he really wasn't. If you watch the debates,
Well,
he's like,
he is going to do something about China. He's going to make money off of China and make them easier to get to the center of world trade again.
that is no
Which,
bueno. We
yeah,
should not let China
honestly,
have that much power.
honestly, China was not the well. I can't even say communist anymore. More of a asshole it is. I wouldn't care. If it's like an open free market. Oh, fine, go ahead. It makes it cheap. Makes
Yeah,
life cheaper and easier for all of us. But China's
if
not. So
China
no.
didn't like try to fuck us over a lot, I'd be fine with that. They weren't consistently trying to undercut America, that'd be fine. But they are, because they're trying to be the world power. They're trying to their literal goal is to take down America. Go ask them. Um,
Yeah.
and their goal is to take down America. That's something that should be received as a threat.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, but just due to global circumstances, we can't fight this in traditional means. We have to go into what you call it.
all the soft measures first,
Yeah,
which
because
is
if we
gonna be a little more
go
expensive in the time for the time being. But
and and just a little bit more difficult because the moment we got hot, yeah. By the way, oh yeah, but back to the PA. Here,
yeah, for all guns, no.
Alito orders PA counties to set aside mail-in ballots to receive that election day. And if they don't
Yeah,
do
but
this, they're gonna throw. They have to throw out all those. got the legal term expulsion, I think, because if they mix up the ballots, you can't determine which one was legal and which was not. If you have to throw out all of them,
Ooh.
and they throw out all of them, well, we already saw before they started counting mail-in ballots, Trump had a 20-point lead. So we already know how this is going to go when they have to throw out all the ballots.
Yeah. Wait, the glitch. So wait, back up. The glitch in Pennsylvania. Um, at the end of it, Trump was what, 100,000 behind Biden, right?
Uh, I don't remember because, like I said, everywhere has recalled it. So in fact, I'm about to pull up Real Clear Politics to see what's going on in Pennsylvania right now. What's going on in Pennsylvania right now? If it will load, yeah. As of right now, Biden is just barely in the lead, and it's only by about 4,000, about 40,000. Yeah, about 40,000 votes, which is not
Oh,
much at all.
yeah, you could make that up pretty.
If you look at the glitch right here, that glitch makes it too close to call.
It really does. Um, and the, so he lost 32,000 votes, which
Yeah.
means they just fucking disappeared.
It went to Biden. 32,000 went to Biden.
Did they
Yeah.
get caught trying to steal the election?
Well, I'm not gonna say
Yes.
stealing. I'm not gonna say stealing the election because glitches does
But
happen.
trying to
But
create
after a
fraud?
while, you got a question: how come the glitches only benefit Democrats? That's just something you
Well,
got to
it
ask.
happened with Hillary too.
Yeah, but speaking of,
The quote
speak,
Russian collusion only benefited Hillary,
yeah,
especially when the DNC got hacked, and they got proof on that one.
yeah,
And they didn't recall it or anything, which should
yeah,
tell you the type of people you're working with.
yeah. I mean, they even had to kill somebody for that one. Okay. That's conspiracy theory. Legally speaking, Seth Rich only died in a robbery at a Starbucks. There's no guarantee that it was because of the Clintons. Sure, the burglars didn't take anything from the Starbucks; they just killed him and moved on. But legally, it was just a robbery
Seriously?
gone wrong.
Seriously. That was it?
Yes, it was just a robbery gone wrong.
Did they even find the robber?
No, and it was in a
Well,
Starbucks with multiple witnesses, and the burglar didn't even take anything from the Starbucks or from Seth or anything for that matter.
so what dirt did he have?
We don't know if he had dirt or not. Just know that
I hope they
he,
checked his home
yeah,
computers.
yeah. But here goes the thing though, because Trump is trying to fight against the glitches and trying to get all the improprieties sorted out. This is coming from the Republican Party. Yes,
Who the fuck is Chris Christie, anyways?
a former New Jersey governor.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck
he
is?
was like the
It's
last
New
governor.
Jersey, so you could take that with a grain of salt.
I know, but it's just
It
a
looks like a
sign
little
of
bitch.
Republicans telling him to concede and the typical Republican thing of just move on. We need to seek for unity instead of
Friendship
actually
means
telling
that
them
you'll
no.
need to listen to somebody, give them their opportunity. No, no. While many Republicans have voiced outrage. All right, let's read this. While many Republicans have voiced outrage over the president's efforts to cast doubt on the outcome, some are supporting his basis claims that he only could have lost through fraud. Um,
Yeah, I mean Fox News is one of those quote unquote conservative outlets that just turn their back. Cause look, the
they
Daily
just turned
News,
their back on Trump.
conservatives decry Trump's inflammatory statements about the election. These freaking never Trumpers. Look, we don't have the opportunity right now. Trump is not the best guy, but he's the best we have right now.
Trump,
It's the
like,
hill we kind of have to die on. Otherwise, there is no more hill.
is the
You've
hill I
ceded
will
so
be
much
willing to
ground.
die on because right now, like, as we speak right now, the Democrats are aiming to completely and utterly just they're aiming to finish the black community right now.
Yeah.
We are one step away from Native Americans, and right now they are the useful idiots. And I'd like that not to be the case. I
Yeah,
really
but
would.
I've kind of had to write that off because I realized the fact that the only people in the black community who are willing to stand up are those who've already stand up and said no. Because in fact, turns out 20% of black men actually voted for Trump. That's
You know
actually rather
why?
impressive. I mean, I know why.
And because we're tired of our damn black women. We need to understand what the fuck happened.
Guess who
Um,
tried to shame us for voting for Trump?
Literally
The black women.
everybody.
Yes.
Like 50 Cent,
Oh,
like the
that was a
50
white
Cent and the
woman.
white woman, that was a really annoying thing. Like, nigga, how you gonna tell a white woman how you gonna let a white woman tell you what to do? Um,
Simple. He likes white pussy.
I don't like I've had I keep my aggressiveness behind raps nowadays just because it's easier to keep the peace and deal with that.
Yeah.
But like I got talked out of voting explicitly for Trump. I sure as hell wasn't going to vote for Biden, but I got talk and because when the talk happened, when the quote talk happened, they were like, you have to vote for Biden. I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I won't vote Trump because I love you, but I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote Biden.
You
Um,
should have still voted Trump anyway. Just say like, look, you want me to vote? I voted Trump. If you don't want me to vote, don't tell me to vote.
I had my mom tell me that I don't know if I want you to vote. And I said, and I told her I had to tell my. That's another thing. I had to tell my mother straight up that regardless of whether she wanted me to vote or not, I said I was gonna vote anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna have to call this a show.
Yeah.
And anyway, you got any last words?
Uh, Stay strapped or get clapped. Be prepared for the upcoming purge.
True. True. Anyway, solo over and out.